With his song Barcelona playing everywhere at the moment, we had to get Max George on the show tonight. You good?
I'm really good, mate. Thank you.
It is so good to be playing Barcelona at the moment. We're getting loads of requests for your song all the time.
Awesome.
On Twitter, on Facebook. You've got such a dedicated fan base. That must be nice, right?
Yeah, it is. It's great. I've kind of been out of it for a few years, and what's been nice is sort of travelling around and stuff. So many fans like sort of waiting to see me and stuff, which is, you know, fans that I've seen before years ago, fans that have said waited for like 8 years to see me, and then fans that are just like, I love Barcelona. You know, that are new fans. It's lovely to have that mix, and it's been a really, really positive start.
Because you mentioned that it's been a while. I think it was about 4 years since The Wanted ended. Like, what took you so long? Why have we got the solo single in 2018 now?
What happened was I wanted to go and try out acting, so I moved to LA and I got a role in Glen, and I spent a year doing that. It was only after that I got approached by, it was actually Jason Derulo, and I signed to his label, and he's the one that sort of said what plans he had for me, where he saw me going, and that he believed in me and stuff, and that kind of gave me the confidence to sort of move forward with it. So yeah, I started songwriting again. You know, the process does take a while, and I don't think I would have been ready to do it 3 years ago. I think because I've had that time.
And you've come back with a banger, which I think is the most important part of all of it, because you can go away for 4 years, and if you come back and you release something that's just like average, then it's like, okay, that's not great, but you've released something that's amazing, so it's a great comeback. It was worth the 4 years. And you were talking about all of your fans as well, how some you've seen like years ago, and then you've seen them again, like coming up in the past couple of weeks. And I'm guessing you would have kind of grown up with a lot of the fans as well.
Yeah, it's mental. One fan in Manchester the other week, last time I saw her, she was a kid, and now she brought her own child.
Oh God!
And it was crazy.
And was the child called Max?
It wasn't.
That would have been a great end to the story.
It would, wouldn't it? Sorry, but yeah. So it's crazy how quick time flies, and I feel like I'm right back at the start again. It's almost like how I felt before The Wanted started.
Yeah, but that must be quite refreshing though, because that must be like kind of like a clean slate, ready to go.
That's it. It's a new beginning and a new chapter, and I'm just so excited that, you know, I've got my first single out there, and hopefully I can build on that and you know, I've many more.
Of course, and obviously having such a dedicated fan base, especially kind of leading back to when you were in The Wanted and now and then doing the acting and stuff, I'm guessing it can lead to occasional like rumours and stuff. Like, what's the weirdest headline you've ever read about yourself where you've been like, what?
That I used to be Mel B in a Spice Girl tribute act.
Can you confirm that isn't true?
It wasn't true, no.
If you could be any of the Spice Girls, would it be Mel B?
It'd probably be Mel B.
Okay, so at least they've got their facts kind of right in that situation.
KMFM.
The Wanted, Glad You Came on the hit list on KMFM Wednesday night. The downhill slope to the weekend is on, and Max George has dropped a banger of a single that I'm hearing everywhere at the moment. Let's talk about Barcelona. It's got a beat that kind of reminds me a little bit of Glad You Came. It's kind of like a Wanted track, but in 2018, as you said, completely clean slate. How did that track come about?
I actually did it with Steve Mack, who did Glad You Came. So I'd been sort of writing for about a year at this point, and I wasn't happy with anything that I'd done particularly. So I called Steve and I got in the studio with him, and we wrote Barcelona in like the first hour. But it came really quickly, and I wanted to do something that was catchy and that was a summer song. And I think luckily the time that I brought it out, because a summer in England doesn't necessarily mean anything.
It's about a week really normally.
But this summer's been awesome. So I think the timing's been great.
Yeah, it's been the perfect time. And you mentioned Steve Mack as well. He's worked with like Ed Sheeran and the like of that, hasn't he? So what's he like in the studio? Is he kind of like a workhorse, or is it a lot more casual?
To be honest, it's pretty casual, like, because I've known Steve for like 10 years, so we're mates. But he's just so good with the production side, because obviously I did the song like 2.5 years ago. So running up to this summer, I was kind of umming and ahhing, like, Steve, do you think it's ready? He said, let me go in on it, and he did for about 3 hours, and he came back, and it is what it is now, and I was absolutely over the moon with it.
We're getting so many messages on Twitter, and I feel like I'll be in trouble if I don't ask this. Do you still keep in touch with the guys from The Wanted?
Yeah, I do. Jay and Tom especially, I talk to all the time.
Do you have a WhatsApp group?
Yeah, we do.
Who's the dodgiest? Because we've got, like, me and my mate have got a WhatsApp group, and there's always one member member innit, who always sends you like videos. You're like, oh no, don't send me stuff like that. And always Jay is 100% that guy. And is there a chance of a reunion in the future?
Yeah, I think possibly, but it's nothing that we've like planned or anything. It's just one of them things. It's like, oh, it'd be cool to do something, wouldn't it, at some point? But I think we're all pretty happy doing what we're doing at the moment. So maybe in a year from now we'll have a more serious conversation about it.
Although at the rate Barcelona's taking off, it looks like the focus is on the solo career at the moment, because that song is sounding so good.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. For me personally, it's about this now, but I love the lads, and whatever happens with me, I'll always have a huge place for them and always will want to do something with them at some point.
And on that note, thank you so much for coming on the show. And I'm going to hit play on Barcelona now. Can I get you to introduce it, please, Max?
So I'm Max George, and this is my new single, Barcelona.
KMFM.
Met you on a beach in Barcelona.